If we take a person who leads a very unhealthy lifestyle, then his life expectancy will be about 50 years. But if we take a person who leads a very healthy lifestyle, then the life expectancy of such a person can be 90 years. Of course, there are exceptions. It's all clear. But in general, this is exactly the picture. Just imagine what a big difference there is between 50 years and 90 years. Of course, it's not only about the duration, but also about the quality of life, because an unhealthy person in his 50s will literally suffer every day, will get sick and feel bad, while a healthy person will live 90 years feeling cheerful and energetic with high spirits and a charge of strength. One such striking example is a 105-year-old American woman named Ruth Kundsin. In her interview, she shared in detail all her secrets, thanks to which she feels great at her age. Today you will learn how to start a healthy lifestyle. What do you need to know? What do you need to do? And how, in general, to build a system in order to follow the rules of a healthy lifestyle throughout your life and enjoy them. Watch this video to the end. It will be very interesting and useful. So let's go. So, first step, we need strong motivation and understanding that following a healthy lifestyle is forever. Many people have wrong attitudes in their heads. They think that going on a diet for a month is enough for a healthy lifestyle. Supposedly, everything else will work out on its own. Or, for example, they think that they will sign up for a gym, go for a couple of months, get in shape a little, and that's enough. In fact, these are all incorrect settings. We must clearly realize and tell ourselves that this will always be the case now. The fact that now we need to constantly adhere to these rules of a healthy lifestyle. At the same time, we should not perceive this as some kind of struggle, some kind of difficult overcoming or test. This is a very important psychological moment. We must accept the new reality and tell ourselves that now we live differently. It won't be hard. It will be interesting and ultimately even enjoyable, because those people who lead a healthy lifestyle experience pleasure from the process. They like it. This is a difficulty that they have created for themselves, but from which they derive pleasure and great benefit. So, after we have sorted out the motivation and our attitude, we move on to the next point. This is a theory. The theory is mandatory. There is nowhere without it at all. It is impossible to comply with the principles of a healthy lifestyle if you do not know the basics, how our body functions, what nutrition is needed, what training is needed, what lifestyle changes are needed, and so on. Therefore, the theory is mandatory. The basis of a healthy lifestyle consists of the following components. First of all, it's nutrition. You need to understand the principles of proper nutrition. You need to study which foods should be excluded from the diet and which ones should be added on the contrary. The next point of a healthy lifestyle is to give up bad habits. But probably everyone understands everything without explaining what bad habits are. Next comes the training item. Physical activity is a must because physical activity is 50% of a healthy lifestyle. The rest is nutrition. These are two complementary foundations. It is not necessary to go to the gym, lift heavy weights, and so on. If you can do it, then that's fine, but if you can't, then that's okay. After all, it will be enough to do exercises at home or simply start running or walking a lot. It is available to everyone. Thus, it is very important to know the theory about the work of our body, our internal organs, about proper nutrition and training. You can take all this information from our channel, which already has more than 80 videos about proper nutrition, healthy and harmful foods, about training, as well as videos with examples of people who, despite their advanced age, look great and feel great. Therefore, we recommend subscribing to our channel and turning on the bell so as not to miss new useful releases. So let's move on. Step number 3, we need to plan our training sessions. You have to come up with a plan. Of course, the coolest and most advanced option is to hire a personal fitness trainer, but I understand perfectly well that pleasure is not cheap, but at the same time, it is such an option for the lazy when another person will think for you. I'm still in favor of doing everything yourself, so you start to understand it better and delve into every detail, which makes the process more interesting. And of course, in the end, it will save money well. Let's talk about physical activity, which is mandatory for any healthy lifestyle and at any age. First, start walking more. If you have the opportunity to walk more and drive less, take advantage of it. If you can walk to work, fine, walk. If you can take the stairs to your floor without an elevator, please take the stairs instead. Add more walks, it's always good. And of course, you can add workouts. If possible, sign up for a gym. Always start training slowly. For a beginner, it will be much more important, not so much the intensity of training as their regularity and consistency. I repeat, if there is no way to go to the gym, then it's okay. You can do a variety of physical exercises at home. There is a myth that it is impossible to get fit at home. It is not true. One striking example is a 77-year-old woman named Tally Williams, who, thanks to home workouts, was able to achieve incredible results. There is a full video on our channel about how she was able to achieve this. You can find this video by clicking on the hint in the upper right corner or by following the link in the description below this video. Be sure to look at it later. It's very interesting and useful. So let's move on. The next item is nutrition. We must understand that we will also have to adhere to a certain system in nutrition. In fact, it only seems at first to be something so very difficult and impossible. The fact that you will need to live according to a schedule, you will need to go to the gym like a robot. You will need to follow some kind of total control and prescribed rules and so on. Not really. A healthy lifestyle does not ruin our freedom, but on the contrary, gives us more freedom and control over the situation. We actually get used to regular workouts and proper nutrition very quickly. It's only at first, in the first week, everything seems unusual, and then it becomes such a part of our lives that it's even more difficult for us to give it up later. And in fact, it's the same with nutrition. In nutrition, the most difficult thing is not to finish eating. When we are overweight and we need to lose weight, then we need to limit our diet. And when we cut our daily calorie intake very much in order to lose weight, then this is really difficult. But if we are not overweight and we just adjust our diet from unhealthy to healthy, then this is not such a big test, not such a big challenge. And if it is quite difficult to sit on limited calories all your life, then switching from an unhealthy diet to a healthy one for life and maintaining it for many years is not such a problem. It is even pleasant in the end. So the next point is setting goals. We have to set goals for ourselves and fix them. There is a very good saying that goes like this: what is measured is improved. And we can measure a lot of things. For example, we can measure our appearance, take a picture of ourselves in the mirror and see how we will look in a month. We can measure the waist circumference or our weight. In general, we should set goals and record their achievement. This is important for two reasons. Firstly, we become much more efficient because what we focus on improves. And secondly, when 1 or 2 months pass, we make a certain reconciliation and begin to experience real pleasure and satisfaction from the fact that we have an achievement and progress. This is extremely important because our brain, when it spends some energy, it wants to have a reward. And if we give him this moral reward, then our brain wants to repeat it and move on. If we do not give him any moral reward for a long time, then we lose that very motivation. So you need to set goals, record improvements, and reward yourself for every achievement and progress. Friends, before we continue, we ask you to click on the like button and write any comment under the video. This will help promote this video and benefit even more people. Thank you for your support. So, the next point. If you want to move on to a healthy lifestyle, then you need to do something about your environment. If your whole environment drinks and smokes, and you want to stop drinking and smoking and start running, then you probably need to change your environment. Of course, if these are wonderful friends, then I do not urge you to quarrel with them and disperse. It is simply necessary to understand that our environment subconsciously influences our behavior very much. And if you start making new friends for yourself, for example, in the gym, then you will very soon find that you want to come to the gym more and more. If you find common interlocutors on the topic of healthy eating, then you will very soon find that you yourself want to eat even more healthy food. Your environment is a great ally in any business. The next point, the importance of a psychological attitude. There is a saying that all diseases are caused by nerves. Okay, maybe not all diseases are actually caused by nerves, but at least many are. Indeed, stress actually destroys our body and has a very detrimental effect. I can't tell you to eliminate stress from your life because it's practically impossible. The only thing I can say is minimize them. Don't run into them unnecessarily. Don't wind yourself up unnecessarily. But if there are still some adversities that happen, then learn to perceive them as part of our lives and overcome them. In psychology, there is one very simple and very effective exercise that improves our psychological state and mood very quickly. This exercise is called the state of gratitude. Be grateful more often for any reason, no matter what. If you feel grateful, then that's enough to make you feel good. Just tell yourself, I'm grateful that I have this warm bed. I'm grateful that I can have coffee in the morning. I'm grateful that I have such people in my life, and so on. Like in any situation, you can find a reason to give thanks. Friends, write in the comments, do you lead a healthy lifestyle? If yes, how long? Share your experience. It will be very interesting for everyone to read. If you like this video, then click on the like button and share it with your friends. We also recommend that you watch these two previous videos that appeared on your screen.